Thank you, Rick. The U.S. Supreme Court hands down a major ruling on gay rights on the final day of Pride Month.
WDRB's Raina Katko breaks down the decision, saying a Christian business owner can refuse to create same-sex marriage websites. Raina?
People on all sides of the argument are reacting today. While some people praise the Supreme Court's decision, others say it's a step backwards.
I firmly believe that anyone that loves the United States, our First Amendment protections, has a lot to celebrate today with this important decision.
Today is a devastating day for LGBTQ civil rights, as the Supreme Court of the United States has for the first time given businesses a constitutional right to discriminate against a protected class of people.
The Supreme Court's ruling today was based on freedom of speech, but some say it doesn't ensure equal access to public businesses.
Businesses that are open to the public should be open for everyone.
The Supreme Court has said that government cannot use these policies to target and try to compel people to say things that they don't believe in.
One law professor with Northern Kentucky University says this case asks what qualifies as expressive speech.
If you want to retain my services as to do the flowers for a wedding, is that speech under the Supreme Court's decision today? It's not clear.
Harrison doesn't think the decision opens the door for discrimination in places like bars and restaurants.
But it does in these areas of where I'm providing services that arguably might be speech or expression. And I think the court didn't limit it at all.
The case was based in Colorado, but it could have an impact in Kentucky.
We saw something similar here in Louisville with a challenge to a provision of the Fairness Ordinance from a photographer who did not want to photograph same-sex weddings, despite the fact that nobody had asked her to.
Alliance Defending Freedom represents Chelsea Nelson, a photographer and blogger here in Louisville, Kentucky.
And she creates photographs and blogs celebrating a view of marriage consistent with her beliefs.
Though a local court sided in favor of Nelson, Louisville appealed that ruling. Now, Neil Hart says he's hoping the Supreme Court's ruling will help her case.
The Supreme Court was loud and clear today that the government cannot force Americans, including artists, to create messages that violate their beliefs. And we're hopeful that the Sixth Circuit in this case, in Chelsea's case, will affirm those same principles for her.
So let me send this message loud and clear. The fairness ordinances are still in effect in all 24 Kentucky communities.
Hartman just mentioned the Fairness Ordinance. This means that if you go into a restaurant, bar, or any public business and you're denied service because you're a member of the LGBTQ community, that is still against the law. People can file a discrimination complaint.
All right, Raina, thank you. In a 6-3